So here's where cmsbot comes in. It's an all-new, all-in-one digital marketing platform. It makes it simple to lock in recurring revenue by creating business websites and selling affordable digital marketing programs. It's cost-effective, similar to how Facebook is, where it's free to start off. So we have no upfront costs, no contract, and no credit card required. You and your clients can get started anytime with no registration or startup costs. And the only cost to you will be that if any of your sites that you've created as a sample or as a demo to your clients, if any of them do get activated and they do get sold and they are live, we then, Metro, would charge $15 a month for sold sites. So again, if you sell a site after the free trial, and we'll bill you $15 a month for each active site. That means if you have two sites that you've created and one of those two sites becomes active, then we will charge you $15 a month for that site. If both those sites actually go active and they both decide to move forward with the website, then that means we will charge you $30 a month. And you get to charge the market rate and keep the difference. So the reason why we're charging $15 a month, and I'd like to express this, is that, and why it's so cheap, is because there are competitor sites out there that are doing somewhat similar to what we're doing, and they're charging $30 a month. So we don't want you to overprice yourself with the competition. So that's the reason why we're charging 15, and we're recommending that you charge anywhere between $30 to $50 a month for a site. It's also similar to Facebook. It is ease of use. So it's very easy to create a sample website for free and in just 90 seconds. And it is also easy to set up and manage. And similar to Facebook, it's mobile friendly. So websites built on cmsbot platform are designed for mobile use. And what's different about what cmsbot does versus Facebook is that you don't need to download an app in order for you to update the site using your phone. So you can actually update the entire site. You actually can create a site on a mobile device without actually having to download any apps. Again, because the site is built mobile friendly. And of course, if you do still want to use Facebook, you can do direct engagement by sharing blogs from your website onto Facebook. And this again helps you maximize your reach. Now, the large local audience, this is where you guys come in. With your media company, you do have an audience that is long-term local residents of the community who are consumers with established buying power. So unlike Facebook, you're not going for a worldwide audience. You're going more for a local audience, and that's who your clients need. Also, the websites that are built with cmsbot, they are all created with Google's strict SEO standards. What that means is that we've gone down to the colors of the site to be not a negative, but a positive, according to what Google would like to see as a color. So for example, a color could be too light, and that gives a negative point towards your website, where we've selected colors to build a website that Google likes. And because of that, our websites constantly achieve 90 plus in Google performance and in SEO scores. And the better that your site is SEO'd, the more organic search visibility and more customers will find you. And 46% of all Google searches are for a local product or service. So again, this is where it's important that if you have a website and you put information on that website and that website is built with SEO, then your information such as products or services will be found organically on Google searches. And 53% of all small business website traffic comes from organic search. So again, it's extremely important that you build a website or have a website that has SEO. And then finally, 49% of businesses that say that organic search brings them the best marketing result. So again, the ROI with building a site that has SEO helps you build or at least get more people finding you on Google search. Now, Metro CMS Bot also allows you to customize it as well as brand it. So you have complete creative freedom to upload your business logo. You can even change the color design choice. You can add local photos to it on the home page and so much more. So there is unlimited functionality, meaning that there are no limits to the amount of pages that you create. So this isn't a one-page splash page landing page that many other sites are offering. This is an actual full-blown website. So you have unlimited access, meaning that you can create many pages. So you can have multiple galleries. You can have multiple products, multiple service information, descriptions, coupons, video galleries, upcoming events, and even downloadable forms, as well as blog posts on this. And then in order for you all as media companies to manage these sites for your clients, what we've done is we've created a digital marketing website. So partners will receive a co-branded digital marketing website to showcase their services and also add staff. And that marketing website will also have a get started button that you can see on the top right-hand side of the website. And that Get Started button link helps you create a website for your client. And again, at no cost to you. So any client can go on your site, click the Get Started button, and it will allow them to build a site. Or again, you can create the website for your client and then manage it through, again, activation with your digital marketing website. So before I go any further, I'd like to show you a live demo of how simple it is to create a business website in just 90 seconds. So I'm just going to switch my screen now over to Firefox. And so this is the cmsbot website. And on this website, if many of you have gone to this site, you'll notice we have a try it now. Now that try it now is just in demo mode so that you can see how it would work when you're building a sample site. And you could at any time go on this site and build a demo. All you need to do is just enter the verification code. And this allows you to see how easy it is to build a site. But what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go to a sample digital marketing website. So this is what you would receive as a media partner with Metro. You would receive a digital marketing website that will allow you to add your services. It will say how it works. It will give information about you, and it will list your clients. And then at any time, anyone 24 hours a day can click this Get Started button and create a website themselves. Now, all of these areas here are pre-formatted for you. They're also pre-entered with content as well as images. And what you would do is just modify any of this information according to your local information. So if you would like to put a local photo, you can do it here as well as change the slide images here. And your digital marketing website also includes a dashboard. So this is how you would activate sites by using your dashboard. And I'm just giving you some information in regards to the digital marketing website before I actually build a site. And so this is how you would manage it. So one thing I just want to make very clear, this isn't a tech product where you need your tech staff modifying the site. This is a sales tool. This is where your sales reps are in charge. It has nothing to do with a tech person. It doesn't require anyone knowing any HTML. You don't even have to hire an additional person in order to manage this. This is a product that's used as a sales tool that you can actually go out just like a spec ad, except with a website. And so this is where your sales staff can build websites without using any HTML knowledge. And for example, if I click on websites here, it will list any websites that I have under this umbrella website. So if this were your co-branded site, it would have your logo here. The colors would represent your newspaper colors. And then you would have a list of your websites here. And if you were going to activate any site, you would simply just, for example, I would click modify and then just click activate site as you see here. So by clicking that to green, it activated the site and makes it live. If I deactivate it, that means they didn't pay their bill for the month and they no longer have the site. It will have a notification on the front of the page saying that this site is currently pending or it's not active. And then you would just click submit. So again, there's nothing that needs to be done technically. Nothing needs to be added to your current website. You don't need anyone to technically add a link to your website. The only thing that you could add to your website is a link to this digital marketing website that would promote that you're doing websites under your umbrella. So again, that could be done through ads. And this product actually creates those ads for you as I'm mentioning it. So we do have an area that creates web ads to further promote the digital marketing website. So I'll show you an example of an ad that I've created. So all you need to do is click create a web ad, but I'll just go through here so then we don't spend too much time on this. You give it a headline, you give it some content. If I would like to have a click here button, I would like to add my address and phone number, or if I would like to add any images, I can do so by selecting any image here, and then I just click submit. This will automatically create a 300 by 300 web ad that you can actually use on your website to promote the product. And so as you can see, these are some of the websites that web ads that it's created. And you could just simply click download and it will create this as an image that you can then use on your website to further promote and market this digital marketing website. So without spending more time on the digital marketing website, I'll just go to the get started. So get started again is the part that takes 90 seconds in order for you to build a website. All you need to do is copy the verification code here. And you'll notice it says free 7-day trial. You have full control of how long that trial period is. It could be 3 days, it could be 7 days. We don't recommend more than 7 days because the more time that you give someone to try it out, the more time that they're going to spend just wasting time. So you really want them to feel an urgency on building one of these sites out. So you give them a 7-day trial. I think that's plenty of time for them to actually see if they like it or not. So again, if we start the time now at 90 seconds, I just pasted that verification code and I click try it now. And so what it's doing is it's actually going to create a website under the umbrella of that My City paper that I created. You'll notice that we will have eventually a contest coming soon. But right now, let's stick with the business website. For a business website, I'm just going to call it Dance Restaurant. And then I'm going to select a category. So we have several categories here. We are building out more categories as we go. So if you do see anything here and you think that it's good for everyone else to have that category on there, we can certainly add that category for you. But for now, these are the categories that we have, and then you just click next. So the next part is selecting a color that you would like to use for your site. So generally, I would recommend any colors that would relate to a logo that the business is using, or maybe the storefront, or maybe the interior of the site. So I'm just going to use this maroon here. And then the next part is just choosing images. And just another thing to keep in mind, none of this that you're seeing here is AI generated. Everything that you're seeing here is created through our marketing staff as well as the content. Everything has been curated so that it creates content that's specific for your website based on the category. As well as these are all Metro photos. So if you see any photos here that you like, they're also available on Metro. So I'm just going to start looking for images. Let's just say I'll use this pizza place here image. I could use a spaghetti and meatball here. And then let's, for example, say I don't like any of these images that it's presenting to me. You can always click here to load more photos. And so now let me just use this salmon image here. And that's it. The site has been created. I believe it should have been under 90 seconds. And so the next step here is that you're going to receive this bot notification, just letting you know, welcoming you to the new site. And again, this is a site that's created for your client. So if you had a client that you want to present, such as a dance restaurant, you would create this site, or you can actually create it with them so then they feel that they're working with you in building out a site. So the robot lets you know that at any time you could click the dashboard to modify the site. And so now we'll just click to view the site. And as you can see, it is a beautiful site with the layout that it has. It's nice and clean, it's modern, and it's very simple where it's easy to navigate and it's very intuitive. It automatically added all the information that you see here. As you can see, for example, all we did was add dance restaurant, but the program that we've built actually will put the content in there for you. So I can modify that at any time. I can click here to read more about that. And you'll notice that there's some marketing wording here. And again, everything's done for you. You can always modify it and change it later. So again, I repeat that this is more of a spec website that you're building out for your client, and then they can actually go in there and modify it more or change it as they need to. Let's just say we wanted to change Dance Restaurant to look a little different with that text. I would now go to the dashboard, and then here again, the bot appears, and it just lets you know a little bit more information of what you can do on the dashboard. So I would go to the info and design if I wanted to change the logo or to change the font here. And by doing that, all I need to do is click font. And then I could select any one of these. Let's just say I use this dance restaurant and I could use that one, or I could use, let's just use this one for now. So that's the new text I could use. If I want to change the colors here. So again, I mentioned before that the site is SEO'd based on Google's parameters. So these are all colors that have been approved by Google to use. And so we're not going to get a negative score. So I do get a lot of questions in regards to why do we only have these colors here. And it's again, because these are the colors that were recommended by Google that are passing the grade that they're looking for contrast. And again, when they're saying contrast, they're saying white text on the color that we're using. So let's just say if I want to change this to now a brown instead. So all I do is click on the box and now the entire site is switched to brown. So I could go back to the home page and I could see that it's been switched. Let's just say I don't like this image that I see here, the first one. I could go back to my slideshow area and then just select, I would like to change and remove this one. And then I could select from, again, a gallery of photos that are all Metro. As you can see, very high quality, beautiful photos that currently are part of your Metro subscription. We can always switch any of these photos to this. So I'll just use this with the wine glasses. And now you'll notice that it's part of the 3. If you would like to use your own photos, you can do that by clicking here to upload it. We actually have a template JPEG file that you can use so that you can also make sure that you have the correct width and height of the image that you're uploading. So if I were to go back to the home page, you'll notice that image is now on that home page. So again, no tech needed here. All of this is just simply clicking and selecting. So just a little background, what you're seeing here of a dashboard, that's taken about 10 years in order for it to be created to make it as simple as what you're seeing here. So we spent a lot of time in making this as easy as possible for anyone to update without needing to know any HTML or any coding. Unlike a WordPress site where, it does get a little confusing in the back end where you have to figure out where and what goes where. We've actually done all that for you. There's even a little bit of a blurb here that lets you know where each area does. As well as we even give you this notification that you're seeing here. So this will tell you, hey, by the way, you need to change the street address and again, because that's a sample for placement only content that we added here. So we can change that by clicking on that, and then it will take you to the area of where you can change the street address. And so once you change it, you'll no longer see that alert system there. You can also add a blog to your site by simply, let's just say if I want to add a blog to the restaurant, a little bit with some cheat sheet notes, I'll add a blog. So I'll click on adding a blog. I'm just going to copy a headline here and paste it in here. And let's just say I have more text here. I'm going to paste it here. So this blog will do a couple of things that you can do. So let's just say we would like to share this on Facebook, but at the same time, I would like to promote this on the homepage. So I can click promote. I can then select an image that would relate to this. So we're saying it's a taste of Italy. So obviously some Italian food here. Let's just use, I'll just use the spaghetti and meatballs here. And again, you don't have to use Metro photos. You can also use your own photo uploaded here, or we even have a seasonal gallery, which will let you give you holiday images. So for example, Mother's Day, Father's Day. So those are available too. But for now, I'm just using that restaurant photo that I selected of the spaghetti and meatballs, and I click submit. So this will automatically, by adding a blog, it will now create a tab for a blog. Again, no tech involved here. It's automatically doing that for you. If I click on blog, it will list that here with the preview image. I can click on reads this blog. And then we also have the share button here. So you can actually share it through an email, or what's really nice about this, it actually creates a nice formatted promotional piece here on Facebook. So I'm just going to show you an example of how it creates it. So as you can see, it's creating the post, but it also adds the image and it adds the link. So if I were to click on this link or post this and click on the link, it will bring you back to the site. So that's the extent I would promote Facebook, is that you can use Facebook to bring people back to your website. You don't want them to stay on Facebook. You want to bring them back to your website, because again, on your website is where all your information, your coupons, your content, all of that is residing. So that's why you want them to go back there and then possibly see other information that you can have. So again, that's how you would create a blog. But also, I recall we made this as a promotion on the home page. So now that blog also appears on your home page. So if I were to click on read blog, it would take me to that read blog, and then it just intertwines with your slideshow. These sites also give analytics. So they're not as extensive as Google Analytics, but they do give you page views, which is extremely important for any business. They just want to know, is the website getting traffic? And that's the only thing this does. It tells you right now, June 12th, while we were doing this presentation, we've hit 12 pages throughout the site. So you know there's been actual someone visiting the site, or perusing through the site. So it will give you 2 weeks worth of data. And it's just, again, it's done in a way to make it as simple as possible for your clients to make sure that the site that you've built or helped them build is working. So one of the reasons for building these sites is to create that legitimacy of their business, as well as to create a brand. It also helps you build the relationships with your clients, where you become the digital marketing expert. These sites also do include a way where they can add forms. So, for example, if I'm an eye doctor and I need a form added onto the site, I can just click form and upload the PDF, and then those forms will appear on the top of the site. Let's just say this is a restaurant and I need to add a reservation link. So normally reservations or any e-commerce is using a third-party app or a third-party online app. So they would give you a URL, and then say, for example, we wanted to add reservations link on the top. You would just go to info and design. You would then click on links. You would then type in reservations here. And then you would just, in this case, I'll just use Google as my go-to place, and submit. And that will automatically create a link to the top of the page that says reservations. And if I were to click on that, it would take me to Google. So in that case, it should take you to wherever the restaurant would have had that URL going to. So that's another question that we always get, is how can I add more links on the top? Coupons are simple to do. It's the same way as you're adding information such as the blog. You would just create a coupon. You can add a photo to it. If you have a video on YouTube, you can actually add that video by simply just copying and pasting the YouTube URL into the field. So I'll just show you how that would work. So again, we would put a headline, and I'll just use the same headline that I use for the blog. That way we just have some content here. And then let's just go to YouTube. And I'm always afraid to go on YouTube Live. You never know what's going to pop up. So let's just say Italian restaurant. And let's say that they have a video of their location on YouTube. So we're not going to go to any of these locations that are sponsored. Usually they're just links. And authentic Italian dining, sponsored, sponsored, sponsored. Let's just say, okay, I'm just going to use this. I believe this is just some format photo. But all I need to do here is just copy the URL that you're seeing up here. And so I'm just going to copy this URL, and then I'm just going to go to Dan's Restaurant and submit that. Let's just stop this music. And so now that I've done the Savor of Italy taste video, you'll notice that we now have a videos tab on the top. You'll notice that it's already created an image of the video, and then I could link on the video itself. And then here's that information that I copied and pasted, and I could watch the video on our page. So again, by us using YouTube to paste the video in here, there are no additional fees for bandwidth, and that's how we're able to give you a cost-effective $15 a month for each website. Another question that we get, and this will probably be the last one until we start accepting questions, is if someone has a domain name and we need it to link to this website. So you'll notice here that this website that we've created has a long URL string here, very similar to Facebook. Facebook doesn't start off with the name of the business. It actually says facebook.com and then some coding and so forth, and then the name of your business. That's exactly what we're doing. We're doing something similar with that manner. But if your client does have a domain name, we can actually help you move that domain name or point that domain name to this site. And it really just takes two fields that need to be modified on GoDaddy or any other domain name registrar. We would show you the information. We send you a step-by-step instruction. And again, no tech needed on that. It's just basically pasting in two fields. Once that's done, we then modify it on our end. And again, the sites are served by us, so we're able to connect the two. And then it takes about 24 hours to propagate. And then you have that domain name pointing to this site. So I'm just going to go back to the presentation now and see if we have any questions in regards to the sites themselves.